One of the biggest Blake Lively supporters on this app, this footage that I'm about to show you guys is going to make it really, really difficult for me. Sorry, but this girl just keeps digging herself into a hole that I cannot dig her out of. This behind-the-scenes footage of them filming a very romantic scene, and in the scene, it is very apparent that Blake Lively is very comfortable and almost a little bit flirtatious. This could have been well before he did something that made her feel uncomfortable. I'm not saying that escape did not happen on the set of this movie, but as new evidence becomes available, it is much harder to be on Blake Lively's side, and I am still trying.
In the latest chapter of Hollywood's ever-unfolding drama, the spotlight is now on Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, co-stars in the film adaptation of It Ends With Us. What started as an exciting collaboration has quickly descended into a legal battleground, with accusations flying thick and fast. Lively, usually known for her calm and composed public persona, has accused Baldoni of misconduct and of masterminding a smear campaign against her. Not one to remain silent, Baldoni has fired back with lawsuits of his own, claiming defamation and extortion. The saga continues to unfold, keeping fans and tabloids alike on edge.
New York Times released Blake Lively's complaint, suing Justin Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, Jamie Heath, his PR company, and many more. There are a lot of allegations in this complaint, but primarily it alleges sexual harassment and retaliation. The complaint goes into significant detail about what occurred, including an all-hands meeting where Blake's team presented a list of items that Justin Baldoni and his team had to immediately seize. There were also thousands of pages of text messages indicating that Baldoni and his team planned social media attacks against Blake Lively. Okay, so how does all of this work from a legal perspective? Blake must prove her claims by preponderance of the evidence, meaning that it is more likely than not that the harassment and retaliation. So what are the next steps? Justin and the other defendants have 30 days to respond to the complaint. Okay, so Justin does not need to prove his innocence, but his team will need to disprove Lively's version of the events to show that the allegations are false or that his conduct was actually lawful.
Amidst the chaos of legal battles, attention has now shifted to Lively's lawyer, who, following a major courtroom defeat, has seemingly disappeared without a trace, vanishing quicker than a fleeting celebrity marriage. What follows is a tangled web of lawsuits, accusations, and mysterious disappearances, creating a drama so wild it could make even the most over-the-top soap operas look tame.
You can also counter too. There was also a question about whether Justin would be held personally liable or whether he would be indemnified by the studio. Under California law, Justin can be held personally liable for his actions if he was acting in his personal capacity and not as a producer, director, or employee of the studio. So what about damages? In this type of case, Blake does not necessarily need to claim financial damages. She can just claim wrongful conduct. However, that is not the case here, and any good lawyer knows to throw in the kitchen sink in a complaint. The complaint alleges that Blake's personal brand suffered, as well as her businesses, including her alcohol brand, Betty Booze, and her hair care brand, Blake Brown. So, will this case go to trial? In my opinion, it is unlikely that this kind of case will settle because Blake Lively has plenty of money. This will likely go on for quite some time, so stay tuned because Baldoni's answer is due in 30
The story begins on the set of It Ends With Us, the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. In January 2023, the casting announcement was made, revealing that Lively and Baldoni would star, with Baldoni also taking on the role of director. By May 2023, filming was underway, but rumours of tension on set began to circulate. These whispers gained momentum when, in December 2024, Lively filed a formal complaint, accusing Baldoni of creating a hostile work environment through inappropriate comments and unwanted advances. She further alleged that after raising her concerns, Baldoni and his team launched a smear campaign to damage her reputation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're gonna have to rename this movie to It Never Ends, because Justin Baldoni has just filed his own 80-page lawsuit, this time against the New York Times for defamation, specifically $250 million worth of defamation in what he says is actually a smear campaign against him. So because we're intellectually honest over here, I read the entire lawsuit from front to back.
In response, Baldoni acted quickly and decisively. In January 2025, he filed a $400 million lawsuit against Lively and her husband, Reynolds, accusing them of masterminding a campaign to ruin his career. Baldoni claimed that the couple used their considerable influence to wrest creative control of the film from him and effectively pushed him out of the project. His lawsuit portrayed a powerful duo, using their Hollywood stature to marginalize him and seize control of the production.
Going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion. Wait till you see this lawsuit. It's all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be like the kind of lawsuit that is full evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did, how she bullied her way through the process, take over the movie, used her PR people to try and destroy Justin. A number of different defendants here. Stephanie Jones will be all over this complaint. Is the PR agent who was supposed to be working for Justin Baldoni. Leslie Sloan, who's another PR agent, will be part of this lawsuit. It's Blake Lively's. Blake Lively will be sued. You are carefully considering other people who will be sued also. Reynolds.
The legal battle quickly escalated, with both sides waging a fierce war of public opinion. Lively's team released a series of text messages, allegedly showing Baldoni's publicist strategizing ways to discredit her in the media. One message reportedly read, "We can bury anyone suggesting a deliberate attempt to tarnish Lively's image." Baldoni's camp fired back, accusing Lively of manipulating these communications to suit her narrative. They argued that the messages were taken out of context and did not reflect a coordinated smear campaign.
Justin Baldoni's lawyer has spoken out on a podcast in regards to the potential of a settlement between his client and Blake Lively. As well, an intimacy coordinator has weighed in and has said that she thinks that he trusted Justin at one point. Basically, Blake Lively Justin Baldoni cases likely won't settle before trial, and this is according to Justin's lawyer. So 3 months after Blake Lively levied SH allegations on the set of It Ends With Us, Justin Baldoni's lawyer admitted that a settlement likely isn't in the forecast. Now that is significant because generally civil cases do end in settlement. The vast majority of them do. However, there can be cases where things are really, really intense and you've got parties that just will absolutely refuse to settle. And I think that is interesting because previously we have seen that Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni both refused to meet the mediator and potentially have a settlement. So what was true in February, it seems nothing much has changed. We're still going to court, at least according to Brian Friedman. So the high-profile litigator Brian Friedman noted that his client has been destroyed by this, his words, as he broke down the cases during a recent appearance on the podcast The Town. So the host said, how long can this go on? I don't believe there will be a trial in the case. I think that the potential for the circus and the damage to both sides here will ultimately win out and you guys will settle. So if that's the case, why not just settle now? And then said, what's the number? What would it require for this to go away? Just to stop. And I think it's interesting, we talked a bit in the chat just about this, and a lot of people felt like the only thing that would really make a settlement possible would be an apology, public apology.
The legal and PR frenzy, focus shifted to Lively's legal representation. Her lawyer, who had been outspoken in the media, suffered a significant setback when a judge dismissed a crucial part of Lively's lawsuit due to lack of evidence. This defeat dealt a major blow to her case and, according to sources, triggered increased scrutiny of her legal team's approach. In the wake of this courtroom loss, Reports began to surface that Lively's lawyer had become unresponsive, missing scheduled meetings. Speculation quickly spread. Some suggested the lawyer had gone into hiding to avoid the fallout from